Hello everyone, the sun is shining and we welcome you to GBA Mario Circuit, home to round 4 of the 2025-26 Formula Kart season. It's going to be a quick race today, with this being the shortest track on the calendar, and we're 2 down from our usual dozen, as Elemental and Xander are unable to make it into the paddock, and Matthew subs in for John at Roy Smooth Sounds. With the formalities out of the way, let's switch to racing speed and check out what happened in qualifying. With only 10 runners, just one driver was claimed in Q1, and the driver off the board was Roy Smooth Sounds reserve Matthew by a mere 0.001 seconds to Kyle. In Q2 though, Kyle was unable to match his Q1 best or keep it in any region of the rest of the pack as he goes out in P9. Ahead of him, it's Baz Royal's Brandon in P8, and then Harry slotting into P7 after just falling away from the top 6's pace. Into Q3, all of 1UP's Racing's hopes sit on Corey this race as he finds himself in P6 after qualifying, with Mushroom Piston's Poppy alongside in P5. Ahead on the second row, it's a Princess Orange lockout, with Connor falling short of his teammate Tame, and a duo sit P4 and P3. Finally, on the front row, Owen misses out by 0.2 seconds to George on pole as the pair resume their fight from Mario Circuit 3. The hairpin's being raised as we speak, so let's head to the grid and see who will take the win here and who at the back can take advantage of this points-paying opportunity. There's an emptiness at the back of the pack, but with 10 engines roaring, it's 3 red lights, and away we go. Tame's quick off the line behind the front pair as Owen goes deep into turn 2, coming back on track, barely holding position. But is that smoke behind?
Looking at this race start, we can see that the pair of them struggle to get any ground as they wheel spin on their grid boxes before finally moving away.
Back with Tame on the hairpin now, they're all so close in the midfield, bumper to bumper as downhill and off the ramp they go now, whilst ahead of them, the front two neck and neck down the hill, and into the corner they go, and Owen briefly gets the lead from George there. It's so close up front. But into the same corner behind, it's 2x2 as Corey slams into Tame's side pod and makes the pass on the exit. And battles are still happening behind though, as round the outside of Kyle goes Brandon. Kyle tries for the repass, but the Dirty Air's got him into the off-road as Corey gets Poppy ahead and Brandon follows him through.
Looks like Kyle's taking the scenic route. It's just a shame it's not faster.
Onto lap 2, George into the hairpin ahead of Owen, who's following closely behind, but on exit, what's happened there?
So going completely wide on the exit of the hairpin, that could have cost Owen his first race victory.
Off the hill now, that's looking slow for Tame as Harry flies past.
I think Tame may have sustained some damage to his chassis there. Bit of a nasty drop-off of the ramp as Harry flies straight past him.
Behind, this corner's busy with movement as Matthew gets round Kyle, and then Tame, who's slow again there. Whilst ahead, Poppy's chasing Brandon for P5, looking for an opening, and she's gone way too tight into the final corner. On to lap 3, it's turn 4 once again. Harry's past his teammate and he's chasing Brandon now whilst George takes the win with Owen in P2. Connor P3 whilst we keep an eye on the action behind into the final corner as Corey crosses the line. And Harry's made a brilliant move for P5, but Poppy's slow.
As you can see, it was a clear cut straight over the second to last corner, but just barely manages to hand back the position before they all cross the line.
Taking his first point in P8, it's Matthew, followed by Tame in P9 after a fall from P3, and Kyle takes P10 in last, whilst on the other end, it's Stay in Purple, with George taking victory number 4. He's gone back-to-back. George takes the win here at GBA Mario Circuit, with the pole position point as a cherry on top. Then we have Owen chasing behind in P2, and Connor takes P3, followed by Corey in No Man's Land in P4. Behind, it's been quite the end as Harry goes from burnout to last lap moves to take P5, just ahead of Brandon and Poppy at the checkered flag in P6 and P7. Rounding out the points is Matthew scoring his first point of his career in P8, with gaps behind Tame in P9 and Kyle, who takes another last finishing spot in P10. Looking at the driver's standings, George keeps on track, growing his lead to Connor behind. Doing the opposite of the top 3, the midfield is busy with movement, as Owen shoots through the field from 7th to 4th, along with Corey moving up to 5th and John goes down to 6th. Behind them, Brandon is into 7th and Xander continues to fall, now down in 8th. Further down still, Harry goes level with Vex in a fight for 9th, and Matthew gets off the mark with his first point in 13th, leaving Kyle as the sole driver without a point. In terms of the constructors, it's a carbon copy result for Bowser Royal as they bring another 20 points haul into their lead, growing the gap to Roy Smooth Sounds. In the battle for 3rd, it's another swap as Princess Orange take it now by 1 point still to Mushroom Piston in 4th, as 1UP Racing take 5th with a rather cushioned gap to BBIA now in 6th. With the circuit's pit lane closing up shop, the teams will make their way to the seaside town of Daisy Circuit, with its sunset shining down on the harbour for the second street race of the season. It's the crown jewel of the sport, and we're certainly going to see some brilliant racing through the tunnel and round the hairpin lit by the port's lighthouse. For now though, we say goodbye, and thank you for watching.